understand why they say the Lofoten Islands are like Norway on steroids, because I've said it before and I'll say it again, it's ridiculous. Literally had to just pull off the road to go and check out this view. The scenery is just mind-blowing. The colour of the water is incredible. The mountains, I just can't go on about it enough. It's just insane. It absolutely blows your mind. Before, we were just down there. Just can't help it. I mean, check out this scenery. It's just absolutely insane.
Making us go a bit funny, to be honest. We're going to be kind of glad to get off these Lofoten Islands because it's too much. There's too much epicness everywhere you look. Everywhere you drive, everywhere you go, it's hard to make decisions where to stop, what to do. What to photograph, what to film.
And basically everything you look at
looks good, like a
looks
postcard.
good. Oh, should I take a photograph? I could take a photograph. That looks just awesome.
And that's everywhere.
Okay guys, we're pretty much at the southern tip of the Lofoten Islands, on the outskirts of the town of Reine, which has got to be one of the most iconic, picturesque places on these islands. So we arrived here late last night to an absolutely awesome view, the sun setting over those incredible mountains in the distance.
Yeah, this place is insanely good. It's kind of like the most southern point of the Lofoten Islands almost, and it's definitely a case of saving the best till last for us. I don't even know how to explain it. It's just jagged mountains rising up again straight out of the ocean.
It's like in a big bay sort of area, and you've got Reine is set over a number of different islands linked by these awesome bridges and causeways, and then it's just like a bay of proper jagged mountains, and then you can get a ferry over to beaches and there's lots of places to explore here, but it must be one of the most iconic and pretty places we've ever visited.
Basically, if you Google Lofoten Islands, it will be a picture of this place or a view from the hike that's here, or the iconic photo that's on the front of Norway Lonely Planet, which is here as well. This place has just really got it going on, and I think if you come to the Lofoten Islands just on a holiday to see the Northern Lights or whatnot, this is the place that you would come to over everywhere else. It's just absolutely outstanding.
Yeah, we are going to go and do Reinebringen hike first thing tomorrow morning to beat the crowds, but today we've just explored, probably spent the whole day just getting out on our bikes, going to different locations, driving to different locations to take some awesome pictures and get different views and different perspectives on this absolutely awesome area.
Yeah, we were lucky to have good weather today, and it's forecast good weather tomorrow morning, so we're really keeping our fingers crossed that we get a morning of good weather before we leave the islands.
Now, the hike we mentioned, you're probably wondering how we find all these hikes that we do. Well, it's not by magic, it's from an app.
Yes, and I think there's a few apps you can get, but the one that we found we've just used it the whole time, it's been great, is called OUTT, OUTTT, and it's just brilliant. It's got so many lovely pictures of all of the hikes. It tells you the best hikes in the area. It tells you whether they're medium, easy, hard, with a description, how long they take to do. It's got like a weather forecast on there.
It's got a map, so it shows you the routes and roughly where they are located on the island, so you can plan your route so you're taking all the best hikes. Really, really useful. There's lots of other apps, but this is the one we went with, and it's been fantastic.
So the plan is now to get an early-ish night. We're going to have some food, get to bed nice and early, because tomorrow we're going to be taking you on the most epic hike of all. This is one of the most popular hikes on the Lofoten Island, with apparently some of the best views. Just this year the trail was finished with these steps.
Yeah, it's crazy. They got Sherpas in from Nepal to create these steps. It was quite dangerous before and very worn out.
26, 27, 28. There's a peak.
Crazy how they managed to build these steps going all the way up, because they're proper decent steps, heavy duty massive slabs of rock. Running all the way.
Right, officially absolutely knackered, and I don't know how many steps we've done. Probably not more than a couple of hundred.
Yeah, it's very hard going, but it's not as steep as you think, because they've done it quite well that it's meandering, so it's just zigzagging left and right, so it's not just like pure steps like that.
Yeah, before the Sherpas came over and put these steps into place, just finished like we said this year, this trail was getting really, really dangerous, almost impossible actually, because it was getting so trodden in. And all the ground was, what do you call it, eroded.
Loose rocks, there was loose rocks and they were falling on people behind.
And because it's such a popular hike, that's why they've done this and made it so much more accessible than what it was previously.
7 million NOK, Norwegian krone it costs, which is only about 700,000, mass or minus.
So if you think Sherpas are cheap, think again. Getting to the speechless point now, where you just have to use every tiny bit of energy. Yeah, this is it, and it was definitely worth the 1,600 steps up to get this view and enjoy this before leaving the Lofoten Islands. The weather's held off as well. It's due to get really cloudy and rain this afternoon, so we're glad we got up here nice and early before the crowds and before the bad weather. Oh, it's just incredible, look at that. You got mucky hands?
Today we are leaving the Lofoten Islands. Our time has come. This is where we spent the night. It's not always a perfect park up. Well, this could be a perfect park up if the weather was better. It's just on the side of the road, but quite a wide lay-by. Oh! And we're a little bit worried last night. Thought the van was going to tip over and go into the lake, but we survived.
Yeah, it's gale force winds out there. It's been horrendous all night. The van's been rocking. Sunroof sounds like it was going to blow off. We were debating moving in the night because it got so bad.
Look at that. Oh, the rain's coming in.
Yeah, and it's definitely time to go. So basically what happened is we drove all the way to the end of the Lofoten Islands, the most southernest tip if you like, to the town of A.
Yes, that's just the letter A. One letter, probably pronouncing it wrong, the letter A.
Yes, this is the town, or the village of A.
Wow. It looks like A, but it might not be A. It's probably A or something else. We've probably got the pronunciation wrong.
We hope that for once in all of our vlogs and everywhere that we've been to that we are pronouncing that name right. Otherwise, that's terrible, isn't it? It's the last town kind of thing, right at the end of the Lofoten Islands. And this tiny little remote village is like at the end of the world. Yeah.
Right, time to head back.
And then we started to drive all the way back. So not a bad place to start off at A. Now the reason why we haven't taken the ferry, you can get a ferry from the end to the mainland, but we went there, we checked it out. Because of such bad weather, they don't have the deck open, which means you can only stay inside the ferry, which means our dogs can't be with us, which means they have to be in horrible little metal cages down in the engine room, which we're not going to put them through. And as you know, they can't stay in the van because of the last ferry trip. Charlie, it just wasn't happening. It's too noisy, it's too horrible for them. So we're driving back.
But if you're ever going to do a drive several times up and down, then this is a drive to do it. It is literally 300 kilometers of absolute epicness. From Svalbard to Reine is the main sort of area where we've done all the hikes and the main sort of mountainous jagged peaks, but the rest of it's just absolutely awesome as well. It is just crazy, and it's been really atmospheric actually. It's been really stormy, really grey, really windy, a little bit scary going over those bridges.
Yeah.
But what an epic
everything
ride.
looks a bit different, doesn't it? Because when you're on the way back, everything looks a different direction to what you're going. And because it's been raining, it was raining all day yesterday, windy, crazy when we were just driving through. But because of the bad weather and the rain, you've got all of these new waterfalls coming down all of the mountains as well. So it just looks stunning. So we're not that bothered about the fact that we're driving all the way back round to get onto the mainland, really.
It's funny though, the weather just completely changed the look of something. In the sun, it looks like a paradise on earth. In this weather, it looks like the end of the earth, the end of the world, like you're proper in the Arctic Circle. So it is quite different. It has been an awesome drive, but I think the weather's telling us to head south, so that's what we're doing.
Definitely.
What you got there, babe?
Nick's made me breakfast today. Yeah.
Wow.
It's like I'm having something from a tea party as a small child.
That plate was full though. That plate was full before.
Yeah, we haven't got much for breakfast, so we're having biscuits, like plain kind of just tea biscuits, with jam, raspberry jam, and then coconut shavings on top. It's actually really nice. Goes perfectly with a coffee.
Yeah, we've regressed to childhood. We've gone back to the little party teas you used to have as a kid.
We're reliving our youth.
Oh, we've gone way back. Well, after a nice hearty breakfast to set us up for the day, it's time to hit that road and get off these islands. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give us a thumbs up and hit that like button below.
If you haven't subscribed to our channel, then please do, and keep the comments coming because we absolutely love to hear from you.
And we'll see you in the next video.